Hi everyone, and welcome to our latest video of our latest test route. Before we get on, if you get a chance to like, subscribe and get your alert button up for our videos, that'd be wonderful. It'll keep you up to date with all our latest mock tests and anywhere that you need to know in the local area that's going to help you pass your driving test. Remember, these videos aren't designed to replace driving lessons, more just to help you with your private practice, giving you an idea of the kind of roads you will be required to deal with on your driving test. Don't try and learn the routes, there's too many, and it won't help you if you have to take a deviation from those routes, but they are intended as a little bit of a guide to help you out. So we're going to turn left at the end of this, at the end of the test centre road. As ever, make sure you keep your wheels straight all the way up to the end. And also, it's a little bit tricky to see out here, so always make sure you creep right up to the end so you can have a really good view left and right to ensure you're not going to impede anyone. When we get to the traffic lights, we're also going to turn left at the traffic lights. This is going up the A38 towards the M1. As ever, we're going to speed it up a little bit in certain sections because it is a bit of a wait. So there's not much going on while we're waiting for the traffic lights. But always just make sure you are watching the other lights, prepared to get ready, looking out for anything that might cause you an issue, especially near the hospital, which is just down the road. We want to make sure we're not going to pull out on an ambulance or anything like that, trying to come through the lights. So you're going to be turning left. Keep to your left-hand side. Just be aware of your right-hand side here, watching for anyone that decides they're going to make a last-ditch attempt to get past the learner before the bollards. Make sure you're aware of what's actually happening around you. So when we get to the next set of traffic lights, we're going to turn right. This is onto Station Road towards Sutton Town Centre. Keeping to your right-hand side as you approach, you're going to see you'll automatically then be in the right-hand turn lane. Again, when you're getting close to the lights, we're going to speed this up a little bit because of it taking a little bit of time to get through. So we're going away now. And as we turn right, there's going to be two lanes that you met with. Again, always try and be to the left-hand side. Keep an eye on your right-hand mirrors to make sure nobody, again, is just trying to overtake. I got asked a question a while ago. This road's pretty full of them as well. Is, can I go around a pothole on my driving test? I think, yes, you certainly can. Just ensure you're making good observations into your mirrors and all around, just to make sure you're not going to pull out in front of somebody or cause someone else an issue. So as you're driving down the road, we've got some shopping centres, sort of things on the left-hand side. So as you're going past these, always be aware that people sometimes can be a little bit impatient coming out, so they might take a gap that's not necessarily there. And we're also going to be turning left at the next set of traffic lights. So be aware you don't signal too early, so people don't think you go into this retail park on your left, because people will pull out on you quick as they can because they see half a gap. So turning left at these lights, this is going to turn us onto a road called High Pavement in Sutton. And then we're going to continue down this road for a little bit before leaving it again. As you turn the corner, we're going to always be aware of pedestrians there. Sometimes they don't look and think that, that because straight on traffic isn't going or whatever, that you're stopping as well. So always make sure. We've got a cycle route on the left-hand side, cycling on the left-hand side. So always be aware of anyone that might be using that or coming out of that. Once we've got through these pedestrian crossings, we'll be taking a road on the left a little bit further up. Moving away again shortly. Again, just be aware of anyone trying to come out of this junction on the left. Again, it's quite a busy junction, so do be careful. And anyone coming across where the orange van was coming from. So as we're driving down here, we're going to see on the left-hand side, you can see it just in the distance there, a white house, side of a house. Just a little bit further up than that, we're going to be turning left. That's onto a road called Cow Pasture Lane. It's very tight, so do make sure you slow all the way down. Remember, we do run these videos a little bit quicker, so we'll look a bit faster, but really slow. keep yourself tucked in, and be aware of any parked cars either side. So again, down the road, slightly, more of a residential road than we've been on. So remember, this is just the video speeding up. So, take your time, make sure you know what's going on. Usually more parked cars. So we're going to take the next road on the right, which is a road called Stewart Street. Stewart Street's a busy street, as in lots of parked cars. So be aware that you are planning to think, where are you going to pull in should you need to? And anyone coming into the road may not come in perfectly on their side of the road because of trying to get in a smaller gap or whatever. So when we get to the end of this road, we're going to turn left. This is going to be back out onto Kirkby Road. With there being a parked car opposite, always make sure you're checking both ways. Don't just rely on one way. Make sure you're both ways, because when you pull out, there may be a car that's moving over to overtake the parked cars on the opposite side of the road. So do make sure you've checked that they're not moving over, that you're not going to impede them. There is a car coming, but it's well back. We're okay. And we're going to go straight ahead at the mini roundabout. So as always, mini roundabouts, just ensure you're making good observations and signalling correctly when you're off, when you're leaving them, or when you're on them rather. Going to drive down this road. So this is called Kirkby Road. And we're going to head to the traffic lights and turn right out. So be aware of the parked cars here. So with it being a busy junction, the car's pulled out on us, so we've got to be careful that we are taking our time. So at the traffic lights, we're going to have to use the right-hand lane to turn right, which is where we're going. When you're approaching this, it is a busy junction, so we would say, don't try and sneak down the outside. Just stay a nice steady pace, holding a good position. If you look at the red car in front, it's on the wrong side of the road. Try not to do that. Keep on our side. It's going to take you to a right turn lane here. We're going to speed this up. We're going to cut a bit out and flip to the business end. Needless to say, here we go, look, it's quite a long wait. Needless to say, don't be the third car over the line. Wait, don't mind being the second, but not the third. You're looking to wait in the centre, so you get a good position so you can see what's coming around the cars there. When you're sure the cars are waiting, then you can go. Again, ensure you're aiming for the left-hand lane here, so you're in a nice position. It's going to help you make sure you keep an eye on your right-hand mirrors to ensure nothing's trying to overtake you. Please be aware this is a 30 speed limit until you get to the 50 sign. So now you can go faster, but until then you must remain below, at least at the speed limit or below. As ever, with all your traffic lights and such, just taking your time, making sure we're not having to brake really firmly when they approach. We want to make sure that we're able to try and keep moving best we can, and acknowledge the lights, checking your mirrors, especially if they've been on green for a while. We don't want to get to them and then have to suddenly brake really hard. So the next set of traffic lights coming up, we're going to turn left at the traffic lights. So as you're approaching these lights, you're going to get your own little road here, look. So indicating, obviously, into this junction. And you've got your own separate light on a filter light here. I always say on these sort of junctions, always, as you come in here, have a look right, just to make sure no one's coming, even though they shouldn't, just ensure. And then at the roundabout, we're going to be going straight ahead, second exit. Lots of potholes here, so take your time. Also, make sure you keep all the way to the left-hand side. Now, the first exit is here. That's the one there, and the second one's here. So wait till you're just sort of on top of that one. There we go. Look, so the second one's here. And this is where some people do fall down on the traffic on the test. So if you go past the national speed limit sign, the examiners want to see you getting on with it. So while it's straight and fairly flat and not windy, put your foot down. Don't go crazy, but just try and build your speed. Make sure it's showing the examiner that we're willing to go quicker. Continuing at sort of 30, 40 miles an hour down this road is perhaps a little inappropriate. But now we're coming up to a windy bit of road here. We'd slow down and take our time around the bends when we can. But then as soon as we get to a bit where it's a little bit straighter and we're able to go accelerate and build our speed, we want to show the examiner that we've got willing and we've got the confidence and capability to actually do that. Okay. So we're going to go down this road for a little bit of time now. So we'll just wait a second. And we're actually going to take The next road on the left, so just out of the bridge, there's a road on your left hand side here. Look, I'm going to turn left into that road. And as we drive down, again, a little residential, so watching out for parked cars, things like that, and taking your time around there. Obviously, again, remember, do speed this video up a little bit so it's a little bit shorter for you guys to sit and watch. So just because the car looks like it's going quickly, it's really not. So a little bit further down the road, we're going to take a right turn. Technically, this is called Woodfield Road. This one we're on now, and the right turn here is also called Woodfield Road. And then when we get to the end of this little road here, we're going to turn left, this onto Town Street. So as ever, end of a road, make sure we're signalling mirrors. When you come down here, you'll often find these lorries and stuff come up and down here. So do be really careful that you're not getting yourself into a position where you've got to brake severely or anything like that because of the parked cars. So here is a lorry, look, so we're just making sure we're out of the way. And then there we go, and another one. So same thing, look, we've waited because he's already there and we don't want to impede him. So we're staying out of the way so we can get through that gap. Bear in mind that the obstruction is on their side of the road, but never assume that they're going to wait for you. Always anticipate that you might have to wait for them to keep yourself safe. Again, we're just waiting for the learners, just waiting here for traffic to clear to keep everybody safe. We're going to take the next road on the left here. Now this speed bump is pretty big, so do take your time. And we're turning left here. This takes us back into some more country road. So just waiting for any straight bits, we can get on with it, and then in the curvy bits, take the speed down slightly. But ultimately, we want to try and show the examiner here that we're prepared to, make progress and not drive at 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. If it's safe to, want to make sure we make it show some progress. So around this bend, it's a little bit funny. There is a 30 sign here. You can see it still very built up. It's still very not built up, but this is now a 30 zone. And the reason it is because as you come into around this bend here, there's some houses, some industrial units, and a couple of streets as well. So just bringing that speed down just to keep everybody safe. So at the end of this road, and here's all the houses and such. So we get to the end of the road, we're going to turn left. So turning left here, it's quite a steep hill and you can't see an awful lot from the right hand side. So I'd always recommend you go a little bit slower than you might think, and also drop right down into first, have a really good look, and then you can go when it's safe. Okay. So as you're driving up the hill, again around here there's usually parked cars as there is. So you're taking your time, making sure you're not putting yourself into any sort of danger. This hill is quite steep. So don't be scared to leave the gear, leave it in a slightly lower gear for a little bit longer to make sure you've got the pace to get up the hill, the power to get up the hill, because it's quite steep. When we get to the end of the road, there's a mini roundabout, and at the mini roundabout we're going to turn right at the mini roundabout, so onto Chapel Street in Kirkby and Ashfield. As ever, when you're turning right at a roundabout, a mini roundabout especially, make sure you ensure that your steering isn't the steering is very accurate. Don't steer left to turn right. Keep your steering wheel nice and straight, and then go straight and then turn right. Don't turn left to give yourself more room. It will cause problems potentially. So down the road, we're going to after these lights, we're going to take a road on the left hand side. I think it's the second road on the left we're going to take onto Southwell Lane. The two roads that 1 and 2 are quite close together, so do ensure you're checking your mirrors nice and early. There's number 1 and there's number 2. So it has to be nice to know what's going on, so we're not confusing a signal. Again, up the road, we're just going to follow the road round to the right hand side where the grey fencing is in front of us now. Following it around. Down this road, there's usually lots of parked cars. So again, do be careful. Do ensure you're thinking about where you're going to put your car to enable traffic to continue safely and keep traffic flowing. Again, remind you, we do speed these videos up a little bit, so the car is going maybe a little bit slower than it looks. So again, just watching where we're going, making sure we're checking your mirrors in and out, centre mirrors, ensuring that you know what's going on, and be 100% prepared to concede the priority. To keep everybody safe. Don't just because we should be able to go doesn't mean that we should go. We should always try and make sure we're thinking about safety more than anything else. This is a fairly long road. I'd say speed up a little bit again. Watching cars coming out of these junctions and industrial units here as well. I'd say it's people do come out of junctions potentially especially when there's lots of parked cars, they might not see you as easily. So always be aware of what they might be doing, what other people might be doing. So as we go over the brow of this hill, you're going to see ahead of you there's a mini roundabout. At that mini roundabout, we're going to turn left. You see the sign, the warning sign for it there, and it's approaching. See the side of the building, it's just in front of that side of the building here, look. I'm going to turn left at this one, and this takes on to Lowmore Road. Again, down this road, it is a little bit notorious for potholes, so if you can avoid them and safely avoid them, then do so. If not, go steady. Make sure you're not hitting them hard. There's a rough bit on the road there. This section of the road here is a 30 road, but you're going to go to a 40 road here, look. But there is a mini roundabout just coming up ahead. So I always say, don't go hell for leather, because if you go too quickly, you won't spot the roundabout. Coming down that on the right hand side, there's an industrial unit, and some lorries come down there. And if they misjudge the hill, they don't always stop in time. So you have to do their thinking as well. So we're going to go straight ahead at the junction. Keep to your right hand lane, bizarre, unusually for this one, right hand lane to go straight ahead. We come down the road. Again, this used to be a 40 road all the way, but it's a 40 road until here, where it goes back to a 30 road. As soon as you get back into the residential area, it does drop the speed limit slightly. So down the road, again, not a huge deal going on, but it's just about being aware of your surroundings, ensuring that nothing's causing any problems, no cars coming out or anything like that. And there's a mini roundabout coming up. At the mini roundabout, we're going to turn right. And this is onto a road called Newark Road. Watch out on the left here. These lorries do, like I say, sometimes pull out, so be aware of what they're doing. Now, as you get up the hill, the road's going to bend around to the left, and then in front of you, you're going to have a junction. You're going to turn left at the junction, but you're not controlled by the traffic lights. You just must give way to the right. And that does include what's coming from, like where our straight on would be from as well, because things will come, and also the right. Another mini roundabout, which we're going to go straight ahead at. And this takes us back down towards the test centre road. So I'll go over there's a train line which we'll go over in a second. So again, be aware what's around you, just in case those lights come on, that amber light comes on to stop you. And turning into the test centre, as you go down, you'll see this big blue sign here. Then the second blue sign is where you're going to turn left around that sign. Really slow. Keep your passenger as close to the grass as you can. Just time now to say thank you very much for watching. And if you have liked it, please leave us a comment or let us know anything you want to do. Any videos you want us to shoot, then please let us know. Don't forget to like us, subscribe. All right, take care now. Bye-bye.